Okay, so good afternoon, guys, and especially to Miss Honey Babes Pasman. So for today, we are going to tackle regarding the career readiness interview. But before that, let's have Miss uh, Isogavia proceed with the next step of this interview.
Good afternoon, everyone, and good afternoon to Ate Honey. So, for our subject requirement, we're conducting an interview with someone who is already working in line with our future career. Now, today, we are very glad to have with us Ms. Honey Babes Pasman, who is currently working as a virtual assistant. So, before we start, we would like to ask for your permission, ma'am, to record this interview for academic purposes only po. So, do you have the consent po ba, ma'am?
Yes.
Let's proceed.
So firstly, we have this. What are the requirements when applying for a job? Like for kanang sa tanan nga na-applyan nimo Miss Honey, kanang unsa ang usually nga kanang gina-prepare nimo nga mga requirements pag mag-apply ka og job? Like very common.
So whenever I apply, I first check my resume. So it needs to be the updated one. And aside from that, since it will be a work from home setup, I need to check my equipments. If all my laptop, my camera, my audio are working properly, because during the interview, they will actually check it. And aside from that, what I usually prepare as well, because most employers will also check or assist your communication skills, most especially in English. And also, if you have basic computer skill as well, so that's what they are required. So those are typically the requirements that I prepare when I apply.
The second question, so what do you need to prepare for the interview? Like, unsa ang dapat kami i-prepare na kanang for us to be ready sa kanang interview?
So I would say whenever you apply, you need to prepare first. Do some background search about the company that you're applying for, because that's what I usually do. So you need to track what are the services, what are the products that they're offering, because most of the interviewers will ask you the question, ask you what are the knowledge that you have in their company, and it's very vital, to be honest. So that's what I do. I do some background search about the company that I'm applying for, so that I can actually also highlight or highlight myself, boost myself that I'm the one that you're looking for. So you need to do that. And then the same with what I also answered earlier, your equipment, because since this will be a work from home setup, it will also matter. They will track if you have a stable or a reliable internet connection as well. So you need to prepare it. You need to get it ready so that you don't have some problem or issue with it. And I think that's it. That's what I usually prepare. Also, you need to practice yourself, most especially in introducing yourself, because one time I had an interview wherein one of the candidate that applied sounded like a robotic one, and it doesn't seem genuine. So you need to practice. You need to do it. Because me, I do it in front of the mirror. That's what I do. So I master it. So most especially in introducing myself. So I think that's it. Those are the things that you need to prepare.
So for the next question, ma'am, what should we wear and what are the do's and don'ts when it comes to power dressing for a job interview? Like naka-specific na dapat imong suot kay kanang ano ba, like naka-coat, naka-blazer, something like that po.
So as for me, I would say that even if you're applying online, you need to be presentable. You need to dress professionally. So wear polo shirts, wear those collared shirts that you do have, and don't wear sleeveless, tops. Don't wear it. And yeah, that's what I think of, because technically you will the how you dress is actually that's what the interviewer will actually think of you. So dress properly, be presentable, be confident. So that's it.
So for the fourth question is, what languages should we use when answering questions, especially during interviews?
So, since my company is based in US, so we use English, so it's required. I think some of the companies who are local, they use English and a mix of Filipino. But as for me, since I'm working on a client that's based in US, so English is actually our language.
The fifth question po, ma'am. what was the most difficult interview question you had heard when you had your job interview? Like, how did you answer it, or like, how did you handle it?
I would say that out of all the interviews I've attended, it was actually the first time I was asked who influenced you growing up. So to be honest, that was the first time I heard of it. So the usual interview questions will be, tell me about yourself, what are your strengths, what are your weaknesses. But that was exactly the first time that I ever asked that question. So, though it's a very simple question that you can answer directly, but most interviewers will actually think that whenever you answer a question, you need to connect it, you need to have it aligned with the job that you're applying for. So, how I answered that question is that I said, who influenced me growing up are my parents. So my father, I saw my father who's very responsible, my mother who's very consistent, who never gave up whatever trials we had in life. And I would say that's the traits that shaped me as to who I am today. It's because of them. I am a customer service and sales representative for over 6 years now. I think because of them, it's because of the persistence, the responsible. I do have the sense of responsibility. So whenever I do have a job, I take ownership of it. And aside from that, I would say that no matter what life brings, no matter how hard life got me, I would say that I never gave up. So those are the traits that influenced me while growing up. And I'm so lucky, actually.
For the last question, ma'am, what are any practical tips you can share with us who are to experience a job search in the very near future?
Yeah, for me, I would say be patient. You need to be confident. You need to learn to accept no. You need to accept failure and use it as your strength. Because to be honest, when I first started this job, I really don't have any background. I don't have the knowledge. I don't even know how to speak English that well. So it's very hard to be honest. But over time, I would say that I overcome it. And whenever I apply for a job, I always have this thinking in me that I can do it. I'm confident enough. So I would say that you need to be confident. So there was one time I had a cousin of mine wherein she's actually applying for in the same field with me. So she's applying for a BPO company in Luzon, but she actually texted me. She's crying because she wasn't accepted. So I told her that just keep on applying, because you need to be persistent, you need to be consistent, you need to think that even those veterans in this field fails interviews, and even those newcomers, newbies in this field, some of them actually have the capability to get hired right away. So that's what I can say. Just be patient. Just apply and apply, because all in all the hardships that you went through during the application, it will be all worth it. So just trust in yourself. That's what I can say.
Thank you so much for that, Ate Honey. No? So, to clarify lang, we would like to know kung unsaan ka ng name sa company nga imo ang gina-work karon and unsa imong position, something like that.
So the name of my company is Team Enoch. So you can also find it on Google. So it's Team Enoch. We do HVAC, like heating, ventilation, air conditioning. We do plumbing, we do roofing, we do electrical. So I'm a customer service and sales representative.
So, once again, thank you so much for that sa imuhang presence today, even though kanang kuan gud kayo siya, medyo na complications kami. Pero thankful me kay kanang this is a requirement man gud sa amo ang major subject. And then gina-ask mi nga mag-interview og kanang mga professionals na regarding sa mga professions nga inline sa amo ang course, which is kanang one of these are kaning sa VA. So, yes, ate. So, thankful kaayo mi nga naa ka nga naka-share sa imong experiences, ma-apply jud ni siya namo sa amo ang future career.
bitaw, like kanang no matter what bitaw, di gid mag-give up or gid na.
Mm.
Kaya na ay masunahan ang bitaw no nga napag-give better nga mga kanang opportunity along the way. Mo na akong nakuha kay. Bago lang ba ako 'di ba na nabalik and then kanang sige kog apply, to be honest, sige kog apply and then mawad-an ako pag-asa and then karon noon sige nag-abot ang mga opportunity bitaw and then nice biya siyang mga kuan jud nice siya kay mga kuan na siya offer so mao na akong naan never gave up.
With that, kanang this concludes our interview for this afternoon. Thank you so much, Miss Honey Babes Pasman.
Thank you everyone.
Thank you.
Hello, I'm Jezebel Bakunawa, one of the interviewers. Through this interview, I've learned that applying for a job, especially as a virtual assistant, is not just about having the technical skills, but also about showing confidence, professionalism, and a positive attitude. I realized how important it is to prepare well, from completing all the job requirements, researching about the company, and practicing how to answer interview questions properly. I also learned that even small things like how we dress and how we speak can make a big impression during the interview. What inspired me the most was when our interviewee reminded us to be confident, honest, and to never stop learning new things. This experience really motivated me to work on my communication skills and to prepare myself better for the future.
So with the help of the interview a while ago, I've realized that there are lots of things that we should consider when we are going through a job interview. Firstly, we should consider the way we dress. We should dress properly and not overly dressed. Number 2 is the languages that we use. We should use either we should use English or Tagalog. It depends on the work that you are going to apply. Then the third one is the way you answer certain questions. Like you should ensure that your answers should be applicable to the questions that was given to you in order for a smooth interview with the job owners.
All throughout the interview, I have learned that seeking a job is not that easy because you have to undergo a lot of preparations, not just physically but also emotionally. The questions we asked earlier are essential in preparing for employment because it guides job seekers to become more organized, confident, and professional. So, knowing the job requirements and preparing for the interview helps us to ensure readiness. Well, proper attire and language use reflect self-respect and competence. So, these questions helps us to build self-awareness, and sharing practical tips encourages others to prepare both mentally and emotionally. So these questions remind me that success in job seeking depends not only on skills but also on preparation, attitude, and self-presentation.